Hello, this is Anna Unruh. I am the Director of Sunday Morning Children's Ministries at Community Covenant Church. Thank you for being willing to watch this training video for We Worship. If you would please have your packet in front of you, that would be the most helpful thing as you listen to this training. Let's start at the beginning. Let's talk a little bit about what We Worship is. As you can see on the slide there, We Worship is an awesome time of praise and teaching for children. It is really has been developed to meet children's developmental needs, and it also allows their parents to be fully engaged in worship. Children between the ages of 3 years old and first grade are the ones that will be coming to We Worship. Think about We Worship as a bridge between the nursery and the sanctuary, full participation in worship in the sanctuary. Really, we do strive to have a time in We Worship where children can see what a worship service would be like. We have time to praise and thank God, to listen to God's word, and respond to the message. Before we go on in understanding the design of We Worship, let's talk a little bit about our safety and security policy. Our safety and security policy, Reduce the Risk, is really an important part of what we do in We Worship. A couple of questions that make it easier for us to understand this policy. How many approved adults are required to be with a group of children? Well, 2 are required to be with a group of children at all times. What is an approved adult? What is the process for approval? An approved adult is someone who has completed all the necessary paperwork, including reference checks, as well as a criminal background check done by Pastor Patty Larson and I. What kinds of physical touch are appropriate in the We Worship setting? This is part of our security policy. Side hugs are a good thing. Also, other types of physical touch that are okay. An arm tap or a shoulder tap, maybe even a head pat would be all right. One scenario that comes up a lot in We Worship is a potty-trained 3-year-old needs to use the restroom. How do you handle that situation? There are restrooms located in each of our downstairs preschool classrooms, and then at the end of the hall upstairs there is a restroom. Just have the child go into the restroom, close the door most of the way, leaving it slightly cracked so you can hear if anything happens, and then let them complete their business. They may need help at the end with buttoning and snapping their pants. You are welcome to do that. Just use our hand-over-hand method, having them help you with their buttons and zippers. If you have any questions about this policy, please feel free to contact Patty Larson or I. We are more than willing to answer any questions that you have, and it's very important that we uphold this policy as part of our safety for our small children. So when a team member signs up to help with We Worship, we really pray that they understand what they signed up for. So what did you sign up for when you signed up to help with We Worship? When you're looking at this slide, you'll notice that this shows the structure for how the We Worship team is set up. Think of the structure like a house, with the lower boxes being the foundation or support for the higher and everyday livable areas. Let's start at the bottom then. So, Children's Ministries Pastoral Assistant, which is me, Anna Unruh, I provide oversight and support as needed to all team members. Then working up, as we're kind of framing that house out, we come to the We Worship team coordinator, and that is currently Diana Mitz. She recruits and schedules team members, and she also troubleshoots as needed on some Sunday mornings. Our other We Worship coordinator, the assistant coordinator, is Brenda Carroll. She organizes the weekly materials and name tags. She sends weekly informational and organizational emails to team members. And then lastly, she also troubleshoots on some Sunday mornings. Moving towards the top, we get to the storyteller. The storyteller is responsible for explaining behavior guidelines, singing a few songs, praying, and telling the story in an exciting, engaging, multi-sensory manner to children during large group time. Lastly, all We Worship team members for all age groups are responsible for planning and leading the small group application activities, for taking attendance, following check-in and dismissal security procedures, and for behavior management. In a normal training situation, I would love to do a team building activity, and this slide just shows that. It's really important when you're working on a team to communicate and understand how you can work together. I wish we had time to do this activity, but teamwork is really, really crucial in this ministry. It's important that you spend time communicating and getting to know your team member that you'll be serving with. We try really hard to form teams and people that will work together on a regular basis so that you can get to know one another. And once you're in the classroom, that makes things a lot easier. You almost kind of know what the other one is thinking as you're working together, and you can really tackle any issues that you have in a team type manner. The We Worship schedule is really important, but it is not nearly as important as relationships with children. I want to emphasize that with you. Let's take just a couple of minutes to talk about the schedule, if you'd find the schedule in your packet and take it out. Most importantly is what time you should arrive to help with We Worship. Team members serving at 8:45 should plan to be in their rooms by 8:30 to get things set up before the service. And then you can go into the sanctuary and be in the service for singing time and greet the children when they are dismissed by the pastor at the east exit from the sanctuary. 11 o'clockers should plan on being in their rooms by 10:40. That means that you are going in the room before Sunday school is out. But it's okay. Sunday school teachers are very aware that you will be in there and doing your preparation and be ready to receive children by 10:50. I really can't stress how important it is for the flow and for parents that you be ready to receive children by 10:50. As the children are arriving, the two team members should be doing two different things. Team member number 1 should be greeting children and parents and taking attendance and just double checking security stickers as children arrive or transition from Sunday school into We Worship time. A second team member should be at the table or on the rug directing an activity like a block center activity, a science center idea, or even just having them draw a mural relating to that day's lesson. You should, and it really, really helps having a activity ready to go for the children when they get there. As you transition from your opening activity into story time or going upstairs to the large group time, keep in mind that transitions are really difficult for young children. It's really, really important that you have a couple of tricks up your sleeve for how to get them lined up and ready to go upstairs. It's important that you tell them in advance of when you're leaving that you will be leaving in 5 minutes, and then you might sing a little song to help them make that transition into the line and up to the upstairs to the large group story time. You can sing songs like to the tune of Farmer in the Dell. Will you get in the line? Come get in the line. Hi-ho the dairy-o, come get in the line. And then call the child's name. And that might be a helpful way to get their attention and help them get into line. Large group or story time starts with singing. As the group is coming into the large group time at 11 o'clock, it's really important that all leaders position themselves to be with the children, especially by children that they know may have a problem with a case of the wiggles or something like that. It's a great time to make a connection with the child. The storyteller will be using some songs. We do have DVDs available too to help support that song singing that you're welcome to use. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in.